Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Are you a regular nicotine user? If so, when you look in the mirror you see a real drug addict looking back. You should. Only about 15% of regular powder cocaine users are addicted. In contrast, up to 90% of adults and 87% of youth who smoke nicotine at least once daily are chemically dependent under DSM-IV mental health standards. The fact that nicotines don't amine/adrenaline in intoxication is an alert and not drunken high does not make it any less of a chemical addiction than alcoholism, heroin or crystal meth. Yes, you are dependent upon a drug that is 6 times more addictive to humans than powdered cocaine. If drunken intoxication were the yardstick for dependency, then far more regular alcohol drinkers than 10% would be addicted while almost no smoker would be hooked. Most dependency experts rank nicotine as Earth's most addictive drug. We are real drug addicts. Just one puff and up to 50% of our brain dopamine pathway receptors become occupied by nicotine, temporarily satisfying our minds wanting disorder. And the cycle will repeat itself as constantly falling nicotine reserves soon have the brain wanting for more. When quitting, just one puff and it's back to square one, with relapse all but assured. It's called the law of addiction, and failure to master it will likely result in death. The maximum number of daily anxiety crave episodes experienced by the average quitter is 6, which usually occurs on day 372 hours. In other words, that's 18 minutes of possible significant anxiety on the worst day of recovery. 3 minutes x 6 craves. By day 10 the average quitter is down to experiencing just 1.4 craves. Sadly, most smokers never take the time to master the principles underlying their dependency upon nicotine. Let me share a couple of examples of how education can change your thinking. First, you have probably convinced yourself that smoking reduces stress, while in truth smoking has never reduced one drop of stress in the history of the world. In fact, nicotine is a stimulant that makes the heart pound faster. Stress generates body acids while nicotine is an alkaloid. Combining the two has the same neutralizing effect as pouring baking soda, an alkaloid like nicotine, on an acid-covered battery terminal, except that stress-related acids throw the nicotine addict into an immediate state of withdrawal. The AAH sensation that arrives within 8 to 10 seconds of a puff of new nicotine is simply nicotine satisfying want and relieving its own absence. The underlying stressful event remains unchanged. If the car tire went flat, it's still flat. One more example. Have you ever felt like you couldn't concentrate or think clearly while trying to quit smoking? The most common cause of concentration difficulty when quitting is low blood sugar, caused by the fact that nicotine had assumed some control over regulating brain glucose levels via adrenaline-releasing stored sugars and fats. This symptom is often overcome by drinking fruit juices during the first few days. Cranberry is excellent, and by spreading our normal food intake out a bit more evenly over the entire day. Don't skip breakfast or lunch, but don't eat more food either. Just eat a bit less more frequently. Which cigarette in which pack will provide the irritant or spark that gives birth to that very first cancerous cell? Cancer has a beginning, and so does disease. Which cigarette is it? Which one is the trigger for emphysema? Which one contains the nicotine that constricts the vessel that produces a paralyzing stroke or instant death? Which carton contains the massive heart attack? When will the damage become irreversible? You may have successfully tuned out all the health warnings for years, but with each passing year the odds of becoming one of the 5 million that tobacco claims annually increases. Take your own poll. Visit any cancer treatment ward and ask each patient if they were smokers. Among men, 22 out of 23 will say yes. But lung cancer isn't smoking's biggest killer, it's circulatory disease. It's a whole new life being nicotine-free. Don't believe what they tell you about quitting. There's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's better than gold. It's the real you, the calm and comfortable free spirit who calls all the shots. It's a return of our dignity and the birth of newfound self-respect. To stand in front of that mirror and be proud of who we see. To grow to like then love who we've become. Our body's healing magic is beauty to behold. We've tried to convince ourselves that it's too late, yet we pray we're wrong. Within 90 days of quitting you could experience up to a 30% increase in the overall function of your lungs. Day after day, week after week, month after month, to feel yourself grow stronger. To climb without panting. To exercise an entire hour. To hear the wheeze and cough no more, or be told that your snore has gone. To smell, taste, to eat slowly, to remain, to relax and not need to drive 4 hours or days, to smile, to stay, to hug, to breathe, to hopefully live as long as intended. Freedom has always been within our reach. We just never took the time to master our addiction. Your next 20 nicotine fixes will take at least an hour to inhale. Why not devote that hour toward learning? If you'll just sit, watch, click and read the words at the following link, it may forever change your life. I think you'll be amazed at how little you actually knew about the drug that controlled us. All your former quits likely had one thing in common: you fought in darkness. You can remove all the toxins from the body in 3 days. The method that removes toxins from the walls of the lungs, prevents cancer, ejects fat and excess water. All people occasionally should clean their body of toxins, particularly the lungs, as that will help the proper functioning, and you will feel much better. In fact, this especially is important for smokers, as they should pay special attention to their lungs. By good lung function your health would be better and mood as well. Every day we breathe various impurities from the air. That is the reason why you should provide them occasional cleaning. Below we are going to present you cleansing treatment that lasts 3 days. It is important to mention that it does not hurt at all, and some of the items include a regular routine. The 3-day detoxification. Stop eating and drinking dairy products 2 days before you start the cleaning. Your body should be cleaned of toxins from these products which are accumulated in the body. On the first day of this regimen you should drink a cup of herbal tea before bed. On this way you will release toxins from your bowels. Don't forget that the lungs during the cleaning period should not be burdened with heavy physical activity. Before breakfast, drink 300 milliliters of water with 2 squeezed lemons. After that, drink the 300 milliliter glass of grapefruit juice. If you don't like the taste, you can drink the same amount of pineapple juice. Juices of both fruits contain natural antioxidant that improves the functioning of the respiratory system. Between breakfast and lunch, consume 300 milliliters of carrot juice, as on that way you will alkalize your blood during the 3 days of cleaning. At lunchtime consume 400 milliliter juice rich in potassium, as it acts as a tonic to clean the inside. Bananas, apricots, pears contain high amounts of potassium. Before bedtime drink 400 milliliters of cranberry juice. This juice will help in the fight against bacteria in the lungs that can cause infection. It is very important to relax 20 minutes in a hot bath for 3 days, as toxins easily can be removed from your body through sweating. In a container with boiling water, put 5 to 10 drops of eucalyptus essential oil and inhale with a towel over the head. You should inhale the steam until the water cools down.